Prince William has once again captured public attention, not with the weight of royal duty or the grandeur of official engagements, but with a surprisingly sweet and intimate revelation about life behind palace doors. In a candid moment during a recent visit to a youth program in South London, the Prince of Wales revealed that his youngest son, Prince Louis, has developed quite the musical streak, showing off a budding talent for the drums. This seemingly small comment has set off a wave of fascination, speculation, and affection as the world imagines the 7-year-old royal letting loose on a drum kit. It's a striking reminder that even the most photographed and scrutinized family in Britain has those relatable moments of childhood chaos and creativity. William, who has long spoken about the importance of music and the arts in young people's lives, couldn't hide his pride as he painted a picture of Louis enthusiastically practicing his rhythms at home, his energy filling the room and probably keeping the household on its toes. While William admitted that he never truly mastered music himself, he made clear that he's determined his children will have the opportunities he missed, calling musical education a vital part of a well-rounded upbringing. The picture William drew is almost cinematic. Imagine the grand yet cozy interiors of Adelaide Cottage or Anmer Hall filled with the sounds of 3 very different instruments being practiced at once: Princess Charlotte diligently learning her scales on the piano, Prince George plucking away at the guitar, and Louis hammering the drums like a pint-sized rock star. Add in Catherine, Princess of Wales, who has been known to play piano beautifully at public events, and you have a family scene that feels both royal and refreshingly normal. It's easy to imagine holiday evenings filled with informal family concerts, each child showcasing their skills while their parents beam with pride, and perhaps plug their ears when Louis gets a little too enthusiastic. What makes this revelation so engaging is the contrast between William's own experience and what he wants for his children. He openly admitted that as a child he tried piano, trumpet, and even drums but ultimately gave up because he couldn't read music. It was a confession that humanized him instantly, showing that even future kings have regrets and skills they wished they'd mastered. And in that confession came the heart of his message. He doesn't want his children to repeat that mistake. He wants Charlotte, George, and Louis to have a lasting relationship with music, not just dabble in it as he once did. Public reactions to William's remarks were swift and enthusiastic. Fans on social media couldn't help but imagine Louis as the most boisterous of the Wales children, a mischievous little character keeping everyone entertained and perhaps exasperated with his drumming practice. Memes quickly circulated of Louis as a future rock star, with captions joking about the royal band and how George and Charlotte might form a trio with their little brother. The playful speculation only deepened the public's affection for the young prince, who has already charmed audiences with his cheeky expressions and uninhibited personality during public appearances. This story, however, isn't just about cute anecdotes or light-hearted family dynamics. William shared his pride during an official engagement tied to his Homewards initiative, a campaign aimed at tackling homelessness and supporting vulnerable youth across the United Kingdom. He spoke about the importance of music not just for fun, but as a powerful tool for building confidence, providing emotional outlets, and creating opportunities for young people who might otherwise struggle. By weaving in his own family's story, William gave his advocacy a personal touch, showing that his commitment to arts education isn't just theoretical policy, it's something he practices at home. The symbolism here runs deep. Music becomes not only a family bonding tool but also a metaphor for the future of the monarchy. Just as Louis is learning to keep rhythm on the drums, William himself is keeping rhythm in public life, balancing tradition and modernity, duty and parenthood, private regret and public hope. And in this balance, we see how carefully the Wales family shapes its image, relatable enough to connect with ordinary people, but still rooted in the grandeur of royal legacy. Kate Middleton's role adds another interesting layer. The Princess of Wales has impressed audiences with her piano performances, most notably at the Christmas Carol concerts she has helped organize. Her musical ability clearly influences the household, giving Charlotte a role model as she studies piano. William's comments about Louis, therefore, aren't just about one child's curiosity, they reveal a broader family culture where music is valued and nurtured. The Wales children, growing up under the intense glare of public scrutiny, are being given tools to express themselves and, perhaps more importantly, to anchor their identities outside the trappings of royalty. It's worth pausing to reflect on Louis himself. The youngest of the 3 siblings, he has long been portrayed as the most spirited. From sticking out his tongue during royal processions to making exaggerated faces at Jubilee celebrations, Louis has been described as the scene stealer of the family. That personality fits perfectly with the drums, an instrument of energy, rhythm, and boldness. It almost feels predestined that Louis, the child who dances to his own beat in public, would find his groove with the loudest and most dramatic instrument in the room. The wider public response underscores how hungry people are for glimpses of the royals' everyday lives. Grand ceremonies and official duties might make the headlines, but it's these personal, almost mundane revelations that spark joy and connection. Hearing that Louis is banging away on a drum kit is the kind of detail that makes the Wales children feel less like distant figures in gilded frames and more like the kids you'd see in any neighborhood, reluctantly sitting down for lessons, proudly showing off progress, or driving their parents crazy with noise. Of course, as sweet as these details are, they also feed into a carefully managed narrative. William and Kate are masters at revealing just enough about their children to maintain public affection without compromising privacy. A comment here, a photograph there, the occasional anecdote, these small windows keep interest alive while still protecting the children from overexposure. The story of Louis and his drumming fits perfectly into that strategy. It's endearing, humanizing, but still light and controlled. Looking ahead, it's easy to imagine this detail becoming part of the Wales children's developing public identities. Just as George is positioned as the future heir, steady and dutiful, and Charlotte is painted as poised and diligent, Louis is being shaped as the spirited entertainer, the comic relief, the one who doesn't take things too seriously. And what better symbol for that role than the drums? Loud, chaotic, fun, and impossible to ignore. The significance of William's comments extends beyond gossip or curiosity. They touch on deeper questions of how the royal family presents itself in the modern age. At a time when the monarchy faces ongoing scrutiny, with debates about its relevance and role, moments like these provide warmth and relatability that balance out the coldness of protocol and duty. By talking about music lessons and parenting, William repositions himself not only as a future king but as a father trying, like millions of others, to nurture his children's talents while correcting the mistakes of his own childhood. The narrative of regret and redemption is particularly powerful here. William's admission that he couldn't read music, that he abandoned instruments he once tried, adds a human flaw that makes his pride in his children's progress all the more poignant. Parents everywhere can relate to wishing they had stuck with something, and hoping their children will do better. It's an emotional thread that transforms a casual anecdote into a story that resonates far beyond the palace walls. In the days since his remarks, the media has amplified this story as yet another example of how the Wales family balances tradition with normalcy. Louis may be a prince, but he is also a little boy making noise on the drums, just as countless children do. The public's affectionate response is not just about Louis's musical choice, it's about what that choice represents: energy, individuality, and a reminder that even the royal household has moments of joyful chaos. As the years progress, we may see more glimpses of Louis's musical journey. Perhaps he will perform alongside his siblings at a charity event, or maybe his interest will fade as children's hobbies often do. Either way, the story of Prince Louis and the drums will remain etched as one of those delightful footnotes in royal history, a detail that fans and followers will recall as part of his early character sketch. For now, what we know is simple yet charming. Prince William is proud of his children, determined to give them the opportunities he missed, and eager to share the joy of music both at home and through his public work. And in that pride, he has given the public another reason to smile, another glimpse of the Wales family's humanity, and another reminder that even within the grandeur of monarchy, life is still filled with the sound of childhood, laughter, and, yes, a little bit of drumming. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.